last fire will rise. The last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice so clear.
Hello, YouTubers. So in a previous episode, you saw me talk about Last Night on Earth, about how they have certain scenarios. They're called supplements, and you can buy them on their website, flyingfrogproductions.com. On their web store. What they basically are is it's kind of like an expansion, except a lot smaller and a lot cheaper. They just come with one scenario and a bunch of cards. So you saw I did a video about one of those recently, and I recently picked up another one. So today I'm going to talk about that, and this one is called Stock Up. Okay, so the scenario in this case, you get 15 turns. The scenario objectives are that you roll a random building. This is the stockpile building. The stockpile may not be taken over or have a new spawning pit placed there. The heroes must collect 4 weapons, that can be hand or ranged weapons, and a first aid kit. So you have to find 4 weapons and 1 first aid kit. The heroes win by having all of the collected items in the stockpile building at the same time with no zombies in the building. So in other words, obviously you have to have all those items in there, and you have to make sure that there are no zombies. So if there are any zombies in that building, you have to kill them in order to win the game. Or in other words, in some way get them out of the building. Like, you can use zombie hunger with one of the heroes who's not carrying weapons to try to get them out. But one way or the other, that building has to be empty with your heroes and weapons and the first aid kit. Zombies win by preventing the completion of the stockpile or by killing 3 heroes. So unlike normally they have to kill 4 heroes, in this they only have to kill 3. And scenario search items, of course, are first aid kits, any hand weapon, any ranged weapon. Now, as I mentioned before, in addition to getting the scenario itself, you also get 5 zombie cards and 5 hero cards. Now for the zombie cards, let's see, there's Legions of the Dead. Play this card at the end of the zombie turn to immediately place D6 zombies from your zombie pool, each in a different space with at least one other existing zombie. So you can see how that can be pretty killer. You get to put, however many you roll, you get to put that many zombies with another zombie already on the board. No, it can't be. Now this one has a sacrifice. You have to remove 4 of your zombies from anywhere on the board. But in doing that, if you play this card, you get to draw a hero from the unused hero character sheet stack and place its model in a random building. You now control that character as a zombie hero. Town Secrets, and this one is a play immediately. Immediately reveal and discard the top 5 hero cards. If this discards the last hero card, the heroes automatically lose. Or choose any hero player to immediately discard one of their event cards in hand. Hero's choice. So you can make one of the heroes that you select discard a card, but they get to choose what card of what they're currently holding. Now for the zombies, this particular card you get 2 copies, and that is Unstoppable. Prevent all wounds being done to a single zombie from a ranged attack or an exploding gas marker. So now the hero cards, of course you have to get hero cards to balance out the zombie cards. You get Cigar. Discard when the hero is about to take a wound. Prevent that wound. Or discard to kill a zombie beaten in a fight, even if no doubles were rolled. Now this also happens to be a fire item, as you might imagine a cigar, so it can also be used to ignite dynamite or gasoline. Next card, I'll See You in Hell. Play at any time on a hero with an explosive item. That hero and any zombies in their space are immediately killed and removed from the board. Any zombies in an adjacent space are killed on 3+. Or play to force a zombie to re-roll one of its fight dice. So for the first part, you can imagine that would be pretty cool, and a good time to use that is if you're in a fight with a zombie and your character happens to have an explosive item, and they are down to their last wound and they lose the fight. Instead of having them die, you can actually, well, I mean, they're going to die anyway because they're going to blow themselves up, but instead you can blow them, have them blow themselves up, and they do die, of course, but they also take out the zombie in the process. Wireless radio. The hero may give up their move action anywhere to reveal and discard cards from the top of the hero deck until you find an event. Take that event into hand. Now, this is kind of like a card you may or may not want to use because you can see it could help you out in that you find a good, if you find an event, you find something that could really help you. At the same time, it might also hinder you. You could start discarding things that you might need. And then this one is the one that balances out. For this hero card, you get 2 of these, just like with the one zombie card you get 2. A little help here. Play to cancel any fight if there is at least one other hero in the same space. My gaming group and we got a chance to actually play this scenario, stock up. And, I have to say it was really awesome. After playing it, I'm definitely glad I picked it up. It's honestly one of my favorite of the scenarios that I've played so far. It's a really good one. I definitely recommend it. It's neat. It's a little unique because, in this case, you're trying to stockpile weapons, and that's not something that's not similar to what you do in any of the other scenarios. The other cool thing, I like how it's there's like a bit of a conundrum here, because as you're collecting weapons, you might come across zombies and you might have to get into a fight with the zombies. Now, chances are you might want to end up using those weapons to try to protect yourself. Problem with that is that in using the weapons, you may well break them, or in the case of guns, run out of ammo. So it's like on the one hand, you might want to use the weapons to protect yourself, to give yourself a better chance to win, possibly kill the zombie. But at the same time, you might not want to use the weapons because you're trying to collect 4 weapons to get them into the stockpile room. So I like that, how that's kind of a bit of a conundrum there. And like I said, this was definitely a really good scenario. Definitely one that I would recommend you pick up if you're a fan of the game and if you get to play a lot. Like I said, it's one of my favorite of the ones that I've played. Okay, YouTubers, thank you. Have a nice day.